She said, Daddy, I thought if I told you, you would stop loving me. That broke my heart. And I sat her down and said, listen, Victoria, if you were on trial for triple murder, I'd be in the courtroom trying to prove that I did it and not you. Because there's nothing you can ever do to stop me from loving you. Because love knows no. I was not hurt about the pregnancy as bad, or not bad, but, well, she is bad, but that's not what I'm talking about. As hurtful as that was, that she was pregnant, that was hurtful to me. 17 years old, a young teenage mother, that was really painful for me because I was not ready for that. I'm too young to be a grandfather. I got some more wild oats I need to sow. I'm too young for that. That was hurtful enough. But what was more painful than I can explain is she went through it without telling me. Lived in the house with me, and I did not even know it. And when it happened, she said, Daddy, I thought if I told you, you would stop loving me. That broke my heart. And I sat her down and said, listen, Victoria, if you were on trial for triple murder, I'd be in the courtroom trying to prove that I did it and not you. Because there's nothing you can ever do to stop me from loving you. Because love knows no boundary. Love has no restrictions. Love has no way of stopping itself. You just love somebody because you love them. All of our children have gotten on our nerves. And we've had to wonder, did I pick up the wrong baby when I left the hospital? And you want to kill them. But then the love you have for them will make you want to kill somebody about them. Somebody ought to help me here. Love, when it is real, doesn't stop at some certain point. You just keep on loving because there is no limit to the length of that love. It lasts forever. And then you need a love that's high enough to take sinners in. You need a love that's deep enough to bring Jesus to where sinners are. Most of us, our love stops at the church. But there's some people who don't go to church who need our love. Have I got a witness here? There's some members in my family who are not right, but I still love them. And I ain't gonna let you talk about it. I can talk about it. I can say they low down, but you better talk about the weather. You better talk about the Rockets game. Leave my family out your mouth. Because my love for them is more than my love for you. Come on, help me preach a minute. And we ought to bring the love we have at the church out there to the world, to people who really need it. Because they will not read the Bible, but if they see our love for them, they'll come in this church and meet Jesus Christ. Brothers and sisters, he prays that they will have spiritual passion. But then finally, he prays for their spiritual prosperity. It's right in verse number 19. And to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge, that he might be filled with all the fullness of God. Now, he did not say, and to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge, that ye might be contained with the fullness of God. He said, yet you might be filled with the fullness of God. Because when you talk about the fullness of God, how can the finite fathom and contain the infinite? How can the impotent grasp the omnipotent? How can small, puny Terry Anderson contain all the fullness of God? Well, he's not praying that I contain it. He's praying that I be filled with it. Let me make that make sense, and then I'm going to leave you alone. If you were to go right now to the Pacific Ocean, that majestic, powerful body of water, and bring with you a bucket, and get that bucket and dip it in the Pacific Ocean, you would have all of the Pacific Ocean filled in that bucket. Now, that bucket can't contain it, but the bucket can be full with it. I don't think I'm getting that over. Your bucket can't contain the Pacific Ocean, but if you fill it up, it'll be overflowing with the Pacific Ocean. We can't contain all that God is, but if you get here on Sunday morning, you can be filled with what God is. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to leave you alone here, but there's one last word that Paul wants us to get. I'm going to give it to you and hope you get it. After all he prays, after all he wishes to happen, he goes now to verse 20 and verse 21. I need somebody to help me close it. He says, now unto him that is able. Somebody ought to help me shout right here. Now, I can stop right there. Now, unto him who is able. He's able to lift up a bowed down head. He's able to save me from my sin. He's able to make my enemies my footstool. He's able to put food on my table. He's able to put clothes on my back. He's able to open doors that were closed in my face. He's able. You're going to help me close this, won't you? But he doesn't just stop with he is able. He says, now unto him that is able to do exceeding. You're going to help me preach this, won't you?